how did you get involved with Anchorman to begin with? Just throw
I
that one
auditioned
out
for
there.
it. I had to audition, and then I had to screen test for it. And Will and I had such a good time. And, you know, it was the first time was asked to improv in an audition. And I was terrified.
What do you mean? They just threw it at you?
Like, just say whatever you want to say, you guys. And I was like, oh my God, I'd never done that before. You know, I was on Married with Children, and it was like, you know, you stick to the script. You do not, you know, go off of what they have written.
For most television shows,
so this
that's
was
the way
like
it
a
is.
really bizarre thing. And I think what happened was I got into a groove with it, and that's why I think I ended up getting the job.
How does
I could play?
Is it safe for work? How you got in the groove? Because some of the things that they say from the film are not.
Well, what I
safe
said
for
in the
work.
audition is I can't repeat here.
What San Diego really means or something?
No, it was something that I just threw in. I don't even know what I said. I know what I said, but I can't say it. But I just heard like Adam McKay like cracking up, and Will started to crack up. There's actual footage of it, of what I said on the audition tape.
Okay.
And I think that's what got me the job.
Now, did you watch any specific local news anchors for your work?
I did.
for that?
There was a documentary that was which was what sparked the idea of Anchorman for Will and for Adam, which was sort of this time when it was very misogynistic and there was no females in that arena. And so I watched that, which was really fascinating. And I studied just some of the first female anchors during that time, during the 70s, and their voices were different.
So you did serious research.
I did serious research. I read, you know, Jessica Savage's book. I was reading stuff of Barbara Walters, and I know it doesn't appear that I did any research when you did watch the movie, but I'm telling you right now, I had to find. For me, I needed to have that information to see what kind of struggles it was like for a woman at that time to come into that business.
I mean, I didn't read those books, but was there a part of Barbara Walters' memoirs when she walked into an office and her colleagues were singing a cappella Afternoon Delight that came in handy for you?
No,
that didn't?
It was more about just trying to find who Veronica was, you know, and Veronica, and that's what sort of inspired her having three-piece suits, because I thought, even though it was a skirt, she was wearing three-piece suits in this the whole time because she's dealing in a man's world, and I thought, for her, she has to appear to be incredibly strong. So there was a lot that came in with that. It was the voice, the motivation, the struggles of what these women were going through at that time.
Right, and
then you kind of have to let it all go and just and make the funny.
Who was the one that you couldn't keep from laughing? Was
all
there
of them, but Steve Carell. We would leave. Paul would come to my room and be like, "Carell's up," and I'm like, "Let's go." And we'd go down to set to make sure that we sat and watched what he was going to do, because he's the master. They're all master improvers. They're just insane. But Steve Carell was virtually unknown at that time, and so he was this revelation to us.
And heaven forbid there was ever a weather guy like him. In real life.
I think that they exist.
But I have had Ron Burgundy moments where I have read the prompter just, because the words are there.
Yeah.
I have done that.
It happens.
And thank goodness,
And go for yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, thankfully that hadn't happened. But the Chargers just did leave San Diego, so we did make some references in that regard.
You mean San Diego. It's not San Diego.
That's correct. We talk about the whale.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.